My good people, my good people. Hello, world. I'd like to welcome y'all back to the show that's hot with your boy Rob Scott. This is Rob's 2 cents, baby. What's going on, everybody? You know how I'm feeling. The NBA is back, baby, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, don't get me wrong. I tell everybody, the NFL, that's my first love. But the NBA is my forever love. Oh my God, I'm in bliss right now. Right now, I could be just watching the game. I'm watching the Nuggets give it to the Lakers right now. But I had to be here for y'all because you come to me for the truth. And we have a lot of things that go on before this NBA season started. We don't know who's going to win the Heisman right now. Right now, there are some top college quarterbacks, and I'm going to go through the list, tell you their accolades, and give you Rob's 2 cents on who I think is in first place right now for the Heisman. Also, ESPN almost was Goofy of the Week, but I'm going to correct them and give you Rob's top 10 NBA players of the 2023-2024 regular season. Now, remember, this is all based off what I saw last season. Also, a lot of things went on in the NFL. We saw a juggernaut fall, and now we question, are they really a juggernaut? I want y'all to kick your feet back, grab your favorite drink, grab your favorite smoke, and tune in for the hottest sports conversation in the nation. This is Rob's 2 cents. And we got to start off talking about the Chicago Bears. As you know, I know you see, Rob, you got on the Golden State hat. Well, y'all know the Warriors is my team. It's Dub Nation all day. But I also am a die-hard Chicago fan. And I am so happy to announce that once again, the Bears is finally giving us a W. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say. You never know with the Chicago Bears. I mean, we played this game without Justin Fields, who had a dislocated thumb. We don't know how long he's going to be out for the season. So now we're trying out this kid, an undrafted rookie by the name of Tyson Bagent. And Tyson Bagent, from what I saw at the end of the game last week when Justin Fields went out against, I think we played the Commanders, he made some nice, decisive decisions with the football. He was very quick with his reads. He showed a nice pocket presence. And I was wondering how was he going to fare against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, let's usually in this situation, we'll say that the Raiders is no pushover. But come on, ladies and gentlemen. The Raiders are a pushover. They just suck. Josh McDaniels just can't get right. You remember that movie, Life? Remember that character and his name? They called him Just Can't Get Right. That's Josh McDaniels because the man just can't get right. He ain't been right since he lost Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Remember, he was the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. And now he's trying his head as a head coach. And it's just not looking good. You already lost the quarterback in Derek Carr. He goes on to New Orleans. You bring in Jimmy Garoppolo, a guy who, say what you want about Jimmy G. But Jimmy G, he can get you to the Super Bowl. He's not going to win you the game, but he won't lose you the game either. And you got that star-studded receiver in Devontae Adams. You have Hunter Renfro. I mean, you got some guys over there to get the job done. But unfortunately, the Raiders just can't get right. And luckily for Chicago Bears fans, the Raiders couldn't get right against us because as we look, the Chicago Bears won against the Raiders 30-12. And let me just tell you guys, man, it was something to see, man. You're going to watch a little bit of highlights right here. Everybody is saying, oh my God, Tyson Bagent won us the game. Yes, he was 21 of 29 for 162 yards, 130, no interceptions. But let's be real. It wasn't Tyson Bagent that won us this game. It was, first of all, I want to give a shout out to the defense. The Chicago Bears defense finally stepped up. Thank God for that. But I mean, if you don't step up against the Raiders, who are you going to step up against? And then I have to give it to Deontay Foreman, who had 2 rushing touchdowns, including 1 touchdown, 4 receptions, giving him the hat trick, 3 touchdowns on the day. And at the end of the game, they gave the game ball to my boy Jalen Johnson, who had 2 picks, including 1 pick 6 to the house. And then they gave the ball to Tyson Bagent. I said, where's Deontay Foreman game ball? The man just had 3 touchdowns. The man is out there playing out of his mind. We saw what he did for Carolina. He's finally getting a chance with us with Khalil Herbert being hurt, and he made the most of his opportunity. A hat trick on the day. Now, a lot of people are saying that now the Chicago Bears have what we like to call a quarterback controversy. They're saying we don't know if we're going to keep Justin Fields or we're going to hope that Tyson Bagent will do what Brock Purdy did for San Francisco 49ers. And let me tell you guys something. There is no controversy to me because defenses. Let me get you guys to understand something when it comes to the NFL. When you're a rookie, when you're a backup, when you're a guy that's just stepping in, defenses have nothing to scout. They don't know how to prepare for Tyson Bagent. So luckily for him, he was able to just sneak up under the radar. But what's going to happen when defenses have a chance to scout you? What's going to happen when defenses have a chance to prepare for you and know what you like to do, what you don't like to do, where you like the ball in the pocket, where you don't like the ball in the pocket? What are you going to do when they prepare for you? And that's the question I have for Tyson Bagent. Now, unfortunately, we saw the offensive line block a little bit better for Bagent. I don't know what it was. Why are you not calling those plays for Justin Fields? Why is the offensive line not blocking for Justin Fields? Why is the defense not playing with this a sense of excitement and joy to be on the job when Justin Fields is behind the center? So those are the questions I have. Now I have to see Tyson Bagent in another game. Don't worry, y'all. I'm not gonna talk about the Bears for long because they're not worthy of talking about. But I gotta touch on Chicago stuff because I'm a Chicago guy. Now I want to see what Tyson Bagent is gonna do in his second game as a starter. I got faith in the kid. I think he's really good. I don't think he's better than Justin Fields, but as I was telling my boy Mike Hughes, and shout out to my boy Mike Hughes, we're gonna have a new show airing Tuesdays and Fridays called Mars. Welcome to Mars, the Mike and Rob show. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna be talking about everything. So make sure all my Rob 2 cents people, make sure y'all come follow us on Tuesdays and Fridays if you want that real entertainment while you watch the sports. But as I was explaining to my boy Mike Hughes, Tyson Bagent did do some things that I like, as I mentioned earlier in this segment. His pocket presence, the way he's able to make quick reads. He doesn't see it on his first read. He makes a quick second read. He's not afraid to use his checkdowns. One thing I've always said about Justin Fields is I feel like he tries to play hero ball. He tries to look for the big play. He's looking for the yardage downfield. And understand something. We look at a quarterback like Tom Brady, the GOAT of all quarterbacks, the GOAT of all the NFL. Tom Brady will dink and dunk you all day long. He's going to make his check down. He's going to make the correct pass. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many yards we get. The whole purpose of us is to move the ball downfield. So if you get 2 yards here, if we get 3 yards there, if we get 7 yards there, we just got 10 yards. We got another first down. Let's keep this thing moving. So, and that's one thing I like about Tyson Bagent. So as I said, I want to see how he's going to look in his second game as a starter for the Chicago Bears. I got faith in the kid. Hopefully, the undrafted rookie is able to do what Justin Fields has not been able to do, and that's to get the team to rally around him. Because, Justin Fields was playing the blame game at first, and he tried to clean it up. But hey, Tyson Bagent came in, real professional, had his family in the stands. I know they were very proud to see this undrafted rookie out there on the field in front of thousands of fans and actually get the W, something that the Bears have been lacking. This was our first home win since September of 2022. Of 2023. I'm sorry. Let that sink in. No, 2022. I'm right. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. We hadn't won a game since September of last year. A full calendar year had passed before we won a home game. So we just want to see Chicago going in the right direction, and I will definitely be keeping my eyes on the Bears, and I will be, here for you guys. But to stay on the topic in the NFL, I've been seeing a lot of people. I see Stephen A. Smith. I see my boy Cameron and Mace on It Is What It Is podcast. I've seen Shannon Sharp and Ocho on the Nightcap podcast. All of these are great podcasts, by the way. Great sports shows, and I hope to do business with all of you one day. But everybody's been talking about their top 5 teams in the NFL, so I say, hey, the show is called Rob's 2 Cents. why not give you Rob's top teams in the NFL after week 7? And that's exactly what we're going to do. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm a guy, I'm a visual guy, and I know you guys are visual people. So we're going to talk about this. Let's look at Rob's top teams in the NFL so far. At number one, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, Kansas City, I believe, is 7-1, 6-1. I'm sorry, after week 7, they have been doing the dang on thing. Pat Mahomes is starting to really cook. I believe he threw for 4 touchdowns and 1 interception against the Chargers as they defeated the Chargers 31-17. And on the year, Pat Mahomes has 15 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Now, the only thing I worry about with the Kansas City Chiefs, because I know that they put a lot on Travis Kelce. He is their top receiver at tight end. He's going to get the ball a lot. The only thing I wonder about is, will this continue to be a recipe for success? You know how I feel about the run game. I believe teams need the run game. They need to have a run game to establish a great pass game. You want to have a balanced attack to keep defenses on their toes. And unfortunately, Pat Mahomes don't have the receivers he used to have. There's no Tyreek Hill there. He doesn't have who he used to have back in the day. He got Marquez Valdez Scanlon. He has Sky Moore. We want to know who's going to be that receiver that steps up to help out Travis Kelce with the bulk of the receptions. But right now, he's rocking and rolling. I just hope Pat Mahomes calm down on the interceptions, because right now he's on pace to have the most picks out of his illustrious career. And when I say illustrious career, I do mean illustrious career. Since Pat Mahomes has been a starter in the NFL, he doesn't know what it's like to not play in the championship game at the end of the year. That's all I'm going to say. At number 2, I have to give it up to my boy Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, remember, Lamar was trying to hold out this summer because he said, Baltimore, you are going to pay me. And finally, they paid that man his money. And I know right now Baltimore is looking like we made a great investment, because now Lamar Jackson is starting to rock and roll. They defeated the Detroit Lions 38-6. I mean, steamrolled the Lions. I mean, and right now people were saying, I remember Stephen A. Smith said just last week that the Lions he thought was the best team in the NFL, and the Baltimore Ravens came and ran through them with no problem. Lamar Jackson had 3 touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown against Detroit. He has been doing a phenomenal job this year in keeping his turnovers down. Lamar Jackson has turned into one of the great passers in the NFL. A lot of people have been talking about how he was able to have 9 to 10 seconds in the pocket to throw the ball. And what a lot of people didn't mention was he used his God-given gift of his natural athletic ability. The man is fast, and fast don't lie. You can teach a lot of things, but you can't teach speed, baby. And Lamar Jackson was able to use his legs, extend the pocket, extend the play until Nelson Aguilar got open in the end zone. And that's what he's been doing to guys all year. Finally, his receivers are starting to catch the ball. Finally, Baltimore is starting to establish a run game. And we don't know. Maybe Odell Beckham Jr. might decide to join the party and start to become a real factor in winning for Baltimore. I got Baltimore Ravens as the second best team in the NFL. At number 3, we got to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Philly has been strong, and they just made a statement defeating the Miami Dolphins 31-17 in that game. I just want to tell you guys something. Philly has been winning very ugly games. One of my boys, AP, shout out to my boy Ant. He just mentioned how everybody is all on this Jalen Hurts bandwagon and how everybody is holding on to what he did last year, taking his team to the Super Bowl, but what has he done this year? And I have to agree with him. As we know, as Shannon Sharp would say, this league is a what have you done for me lately league. And that's what I'm asking Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. What have you done for me lately? Because right now the defense is rocking and rolling. Their defense has been just star-studded, getting pressure on the opposing quarterback, stopping the run game, not letting teams really score on them. You see what they did to the Miami Dolphins. This was an offensive powerhouse, and they held the Dolphins to 17 points. The only thing I wonder about is Jalen Hurts, because on the year, he's thrown 9 touchdowns, but he's also thrown 8 interceptions. That is not good. You're starting to look like Carson Wentz, Jalen. I need you to get it together for me, brother. At number 4, I have to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I know y'all like, Rob, you saying the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me tell you what Jacksonville has been doing. They had just defeated the Saints 31-24 in the Thursday night football showdown, and they're on a four-game winning streak. Trevor Lawrence has been out of his mind. He's been keeping his turnovers down, only throwing 3 interceptions on the year, along with 8 tutties. Hey, one of the formulas I've learned for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the 2 games they lost, Trevor Lawrence had over 40 passing attempts. If he can keep those passing attempts under 40 and let Travis Etienne Jr., who has no turnovers on the year, continue to run the ball, I think they will be all right as long as they keep that balanced attack. Their defense has been pretty good. Trevor Lawrence has been awesome. Travis Etienne Jr. has been awesome. We know they have some star-studded receivers over there, and Christian Kirk, and I believe Calvin Ridley. I mean, they got some guys over there that can really hurt you on the offensive side of the ball. That's why I got Jacksonville number 4, and they look to continue that win streak that they're going on right now. And I know that the San Francisco 49ers just lost, but I do have them at number 5. Right now, they're going through some injury problems. They just lost a huge Monday night football game against the Minnesota Vikings, losing 22-17. Their defense just has to wake up. I know you've lost some guys on the offensive side of the ball. Debo didn't play this past Monday night in the showdown against the Vikings. Christian McCaffrey gave it a go, but you can tell clearly he is not healthy, and you're putting a lot on Brandon Ayuk and my boy George Kittle and trying to carry this load that normally Debo and Christian McCaffrey would help them with. C-Mac did have 2 touchdowns on the day, but he didn't do that much on the ground, and it opened the door for the Minnesota Vikings to kind of tee off on my boy Brock his game so Purdy. Now, a lot of people are ready to just throw in the towel on Brock Purdy. I will not say that. He's shown me enough to show me he's a very capable quarterback, even though he was the last pick in the draft. The guy has come in and has been a godsend for the San Francisco 49ers. And I know as they continue to get healthy, that team will get better. They just better hope that Debo hurry up and come back and the Calvary comes back because they can't afford to keep losing, especially in the NFC East. Excuse me, because the Cowboys and the Eagles are waiting on their demise. So those are my top 5 teams in the NFL. Cleveland and Pittsburgh were my runner-ups. As we know right now, Cleveland has the second best defense in the league right now. And that boy Myles Garrett just had a field day going against, I forgot who they just beat. But I mean, he made life just terrible on them. And only reason I didn't pick them in the top 5 is because I don't trust their quarterback. Deshaun Watson goes down with another injury. I know Cleveland got to be scratching their head. They just gave the man $260 million guaranteed, and he's going to get all of that money. And now they have to rely on P.J. Walker to get the job done. And let's just be real. Kenny Pickett is basura. He is basura. When you got a guy like George Pickens out there as your receiver, and you can't get this man the ball, and you got that defense playing the way they y'all, that boy T.J. Watt out there getting it in, and this is the performances that you get us. I'm sorry, Kenny Pickett. I ain't got nothing against you, but you're just basura, which is the reason why I couldn't put Cleveland and Pittsburgh in my top 5. Also, a surprising thing, Buffalo lost to the New England Patriots 29-25. Josh Allen, who are you? I said it once, and I will say it again. Buffalo will not win anything until they get a run game. You have to establish the run. Your quarterback cannot pass 45 times in a game, and you think you're going to be perfect. It's just not going to happen. I hope for Buffalo's sake that they somehow get James Cook going. Do what Tom Brady used to do with the Buccaneers. Use the pass game to get your run game. Throw short passes to your running back and hope that he can make a play. But right now, everybody knows what Buffalo's going to do. It's either going to go to Gabe Davis or going to go to Stephon Diggs. Because Dawson Knox just don't have it anymore. Buffalo got a whole bunch of problems, especially when you lose to a Patriots team that has not been good all year. We're going to step over to college football, ladies and gentlemen, because we have had some outstanding quarterbacks this year. We've had some guys step up to really make their mark for the Heisman Trophy, and I'm going to go through each of those names for you, man. First, we're going to start off with Michael Penix Jr. That's Penix, Penix Jr. Man, this man has been a monster this year playing for Washington. Washington right now, 7-0. getting the job done. Michael Penix is considered to be now, since Caleb Williams has had a kind of a decline. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. A lot of people are projecting him to be number one in the draft as far as quarterbacks go. On the year, he's averaged. On the year, he's thrown for 2,576 yards, 20 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. As I just mentioned, they are one of the few unbeaten teams left in college football, looking like they will make it to a bowl game at the end of the year and possibly be one of those teams competing for a championship. Number two, Drake May, ladies and gentlemen, who plays for the University of North Carolina. Drake May right now uh, has thrown for 2,249 yards on the year, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They lost to the University of Virginia, a team that's only won 2 games all season. And right now, I think his status has kind of dropped in the race. At number three, we got to go with the boy Caleb Williams. I don't care if you don't know college football. I know you guys have heard this name. He's been compared to Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to go quite that far, but the kid is amazing. He's had a recent decline in his last 2 games. They on USC is on a 2 game losing streak, and just a week before they got destroyed by Notre Dame, and then they had the tough loss last week. This past weekend to 14th ranked Utah. On the year though, Caleb Williams has thrown for 2,277 yards, 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He definitely could use his legs as well. The guy is a monster. I'm telling you guys right now, Caleb Williams, I think, will be legit in the NFL, but he has to get out of his feelings, man. I've been hearing this dude talking about that whatever team he's drafted to, he needs part ownership of the league, and he has all these demands. Dude, just make it to the NFL first. You ain't in no position to come tell these billionaires what you not gonna do when you get drafted, because you can simply stay your ass in college or you can go home. It's simple as that. At number four, my boy Bo Nix, the fifth-year senior, has been on the roll this year. And let me tell you guys something. They've only had one loss. Oregon. He's a quarterback for Oregon. They've only had one loss to Washington, which is one of the few unbeaten teams in the league. But there was a shootout, man, and he threw 2 touchdowns in that game and had a QBR of 83.8. On the year, Bo Nix has thrown for 2,089 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. I'm telling y'all, I think the kid is for real. My boy, Mike Hughes, what's happening, baby? I appreciate you for joining, man. And hey, as I mentioned to you guys, man, make sure you guys tune in Tuesdays and Fridays as me and Mike Hughes will be teaming up to welcome you guys to Mars. The Mike and Rob show is going to be a great time. And at number five, the fifth best quarterback, I think, in the NCAA. And guys, this is not in order because I'm going to tell you who I think is the best quarterback out of the bunch. It has to be Dylan Gabriel, who plays for the Oklahoma Sooners. He has thrown for 2,131 yards on the year, 19 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Oklahoma is still undefeated, and their biggest win was against the number 3 ranked team in the country, which is Texas. About 2 weeks ago, they put the pause on them boys, and Dylan Gabriel has really stood out as a star-studded quarterback in college. Right now, if you ask me, I got to go with Bo Nix, the fifth-year senior from Oregon. Right now, to me, he looks like the best quarterback, the top candidate to win the Heisman Trophy. Bo Nix has been playing out of his mind. As I mentioned, their only loss came to an undefeated team in Washington University against Michael Penix Jr. and those boys. And he still played his heart out. They definitely didn't lose because of him. And we saw what he did to Colorado, because to me, that's when Bo Nix stepped on the scene. He was able to go on that national stage, go against Dion, Coach Prime, and go against Shador, and they went in there and they tore a new asshole in Oregon. In Colorado, man. Oregon right now has been playing some great football. Bo Nix is taking advantage of his fifth year as a college quarterback, and he's looking like he's primed and ready to make his NFL appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, I have a segment called Goofball of the Week. And this week's goofball comes from the NBA preseason, as we're celebrating the NBA being back right now. As I mentioned, right now Denver is really putting it on the Los Angeles Lakers. They're about 9 minutes into the 9 minutes left in the third quarter. The score is 70-61. I'm telling y'all right now, Denver still looks good. I don't know how Jokic just wakes up in the morning and just ready to play ball. But my group ball of the week has to go to Denny Adiva, or Avdiva or something like that. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. You gotta score a little bit more for me to know who you are. But the group ball of the week comes from Denny as the Washington Wizards were playing. Jordan Poole got hot. We know about the game that he had 41 points in the preseason. And on this play, he was open. Jordan Poole was hot. He didn't get the ball, and this was his reaction.
Rollins, Poole, he'll find a place and knocks down another. Let's go for a dance.
Hey, Jordan Poole. Hey, he say, hey, is that really called for, bro? Like right now, I'm hot, and then we all know Washington has gave Jordan Poole all this money. This man got the ultimate green light. A lot of people saying he got that Steph Curry green light. Now we would see him go the next game. I think he went like 1 for 15. But they're gonna be nice that Jordan Poole is hot, and he's a hot dog type of dude. And he, pause that, and he's gonna start hot dogging out there. Pause, and he's gonna, really be talking, mess to the opposing teams. Now, Jordan, you got to watch him out. Now, you saw what happened when he was talking reckless to Draymond. Now, you got to be cool, bro. You can't be out here just talking reckless to any and everybody. Let's keep it basketball. Let's keep it cool. But that's my goofball of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, as I just mentioned earlier, the NBA season is back in full effect. We have some exciting games going on right now. As I mentioned, the Los Angeles Lakers are losing to the Denver Nuggets down by 8 with about 8 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock in the third. And in game two, we'll see the Phoenix Suns going against the Golden State Warriors as KD tried to prove to Steph that he is him. Now, in that Phoenix game, I just found out that Bradley Beal has a bad back and he will likely not be playing in that game. So we won't get a chance to see how this big three Phoenix Suns team look. But right now, I was worried about Denver and their bench because they gave up so much. They lost Bruce Brown, and he was a huge part of them winning the championship last year. But Denver seems to not have missed a beat, as I just mentioned. Something about Nikola Jokic is just crazy. This man spent his whole offseason back at home in his home country. This man was drinking, partying, racing horses. Not one time did I see this man pick up a basketball, and yet he is out here giving these guys buckets, out here still looking like he getting doubles, out here still looking like the best player in the league right now. And that's going to bring me to my next topic. We're going to talk about my top 10 players in the NBA because ESPN gave theirs, and I'm sorry, I just didn't agree with that. I know a lot of people didn't agree with that before I get into my top 10. Hey, I appreciate you watching the show, baby. He said Caleb Williams is Basura. The big Phoenix energy. Excuse me, you got to say it the right way. Hey, but let's get into Rob's top 10 in the NBA, man. Here's my top 10, and I think a lot of people will agree with this. At number one, I got Nikola Jokic. The guy is a finals MVP. He's been a two-time league MVP. A lot of people think he should have been a three-time league MVP back to back to back. But they gave it to Joel Embiid last year for political reasons. But I just think Nikola Jokic, he is him when it comes to centers in the game of basketball. When it comes to players in the game of basketball, Jokic has to be the best player in the world right now. At number two, I had to go with the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, we know what Giannis can do. Giannis has been getting, showing these guys for years exactly how things need to be done. And I'm telling you guys right now, the guy is good. At number three, I have to go with Mr. Wardell Stephen Curry. Steph Curry is the best shooter in the world, the best shooter to ever grace the NBA court. I think he's going to be MVP this year. That's my early prediction. I had to put Steph at number 3. At number 4, I put up the easy money sniper, Kevin Durant. Say what you want about Kevin Durant. I know I've had some things to say about him in recent years, but Kevin Durant is that dude when it comes to basketball, a natural gifted scorer of the basketball, a 7 foot shooting guard. Enough said. Joel Embiid is number 5, last year's regular season league MVP. We know what Joel Embiid can do when he's healthy and happy. Now we know the whole situation going on with James Harden and Daryl Morey out in Philly. We don't know if Philly's going to trade James Harden, but we know angry Joel Embiid can be a great Joel Embiid, and I think Joel is going to be able to still keep this team in playoff contention because he's that damn good. Jason Tatum comes in at number 6. I have Jason Tatum at number 6. He's taken his team to finals, 3 finals over his short career with the Boston Celtics. He's been NBA All First Team. He's been an NBA All Star. This brother just knows how to play, and he does step up when the moments get big sometimes. We know he can go crazy in scoring. He scored 50 points before. The guy is just a monster for the Boston Celtics. At number 7, man, this is where I have a problem with a lot of people. There'd be a lot of disrespect shown to LeBron James because there are not 8 or 9 players that's better than LeBron James. We know that LeBron James is in year 21. And I'm sorry, guys. Even in year 21, this dude is still a monster. We saw what LeBron did last year. What he's doing at the age of 38, he will be 39 this year, is absolutely ridiculous. The man is still jumping out the gym. The man still defends. The man can still score. He's the NBA's all-time leading scorer, breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record last year. I don't care what you say about LeBron. LeBron is definitely a Mount Rushmore player. Me personally, I have Michael, Kobe, LeBron. It don't matter which way you put them. Anytime you hear the NBA's best all-time players ever, you're gonna hear those 3 names, and LeBron James is the king. At number 8, I got Devin Booker, the light-skinned assassin, the second coming of Kobe Bryant. Devin Booker is not scared of anything or anyone, and he wants all the smoke. Devin Booker is a monster, and I think honestly he's had talk with Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. He letting them know that you guys are coming in on my team. This is my show, and he's gonna get the job done. He's been looking focused in preseason. You can tell he's worked on his 3 ball. The guy looks like he's ready to go out there and give everybody the business, and he's what I like to call a WB, a walking bucket. At number 9, I got Jimmy Butler. And a lot of people have been showing a lot of disrespect to Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler is him. Jimmy Butler gets the job done. He's taken his team to the finals multiple times. Even though he hasn't been able to get the job done, his performances in the playoffs have been out of this world. It's been just like a Picasso, like a Renoir, like a Beethoven symphony. This dude has just been a bucket his whole career. Jimmy is tough. Jimmy gets the job done. Jimmy rallies his teammates, and he don't care who's on the court with him as long as you there to play and play hard. I had to go with Jimmy at number 9. And number 10, I had to go with Luka Magic. The only reason Luka is not high on this list because sometimes I think Luka is out for himself, even though he's a triple-double machine. Not all assists are good assists, but Luka still gets the job done. He's one of the best players we've ever seen grace the presence of an NBA court. I'm telling you guys right now, I don't call him Luka Magic for nothing. The guy sees things in the back of his head, and I'm like, well, how did he know he was there? Luka is a dog. I'm interested to see how the things are going to work out with him and Kyrie this year. But I'm telling you right now, when you know that you got to play Luka the next night, you're getting your sleep. You're making sure you're getting your 8 hours of sleep. You're making sure you're waking up to eat a protein-filled breakfast because you know come that night, Luka about to give you that work. That boy is a monster. And I want to give a shout out to the Las Vegas Aces, your WNBA back to back champions. I gotta give love to these women, man, because these women have been working hard all year. Shout out to my girl, Asia Wilson, who was the WNBA Finals MVP. Remember, she finished third in the regular season league MVP voting, and she made sure that she was going to get the Finals MVP. She is her. Let me tell you what Asia did throughout those finals. She averaged 23.8 points and 11.8 rebounds. And don't forget, during the regular season, she did win Defensive Player of the Year, and she showed why she won that in the NBA Finals, averaging 1.4 steals a game and 2.3 blocks on 55.4% shooting. You want to talk about who is her? Asia Wilson is her. This lady won Defensive Player of the Year during the regular season. She won the Finals MVP. Her team is back-to-back champions, a feat that hasn't been done since 2001, 2002 Los Angeles Sparks. Asia Wilson, that girl cold. And I have to give a shout out to the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, let me tell you something. This WNBA Finals averaged 728,000 viewers, making this the most watched WNBA Finals in the last 20 years. I think that women's basketball is trending in the right way. They defeated the New York Liberty in the series out of 5-3 to 1. We know the most watched game ever was Iowa versus LSU, in which we saw Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. And remember, these two young ladies will be entering the WNBA draft after this college season. WNBA is only going to get better, and I'm here to support you ladies any way that I can. I know my boy Mike Hughes is doing big things with Skytown, covering the Chicago Sky. He got a chance to talk with Kalia Carper today and talk to Teresa Witherspoon, our new head coach for the Chicago Sky. Shout out to the Chicago Sky. We will be seeing you at some of your games. I can't wait to introduce myself to Kalia and have some good conversations with her because she is a dog. And I'm telling you right now, the Chicago Sky is back, baby. Also, shout out to Dwayne Wade for buying the team and becoming an owner in his hometown. And before I leave you guys, two more things to talk about. I've got to show you guys, I do something called the video of the week, and there's going to be a big fight happening this weekend. So it's only right that the video of the week is boxing. Check it out. That's what you call knocking the oh Lord Jesus out of somebody. I mean, I saw that boy Spirit get up and walk away and look down at his body and say, "What the hell was we thinking?" I'm just saying, the boy got his ass put on the ground. And just to second that point, we got a big fight coming up this weekend. We got Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, the boxing UFC crossover matches. You guys can see the tail of the tape right now. Tyson Fury, the reigning heavyweight champion of the world, and after this fight, he's supposed to be fighting Alexander Usyk to unify the heavyweight title, a feat that has not been done since we've been in the four belt era. I'm so excited to see that. I want to give a shout out to my boy Frankie, one of his friends, Roberto Duran Jr. I know if you guys have ever heard of Robert Duran, you have to know that Robert Duran was a dog in the Sugar Ray Leonard days. His son right now is going to be on the undercard of the Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury fight. So, hey, my boy, Robert Duran Jr., I'm wishing nothing but the best for you, brother. I want you to get that W. And after that, we talking title, baby. It's time to have it be title town up in this joint. And I got nothing but love for my people, man. And last but not least, I got nothing but love for y'all. I'd like to thank y'all for staying with your boy Rob as this NBA season is getting kicked off. As for me, it's time for me to get up and go watch some games. So I got nothing but love for y'all. I appreciate y'all for being with me. I hope y'all have a great week. I hope y'all have a productive week. Make sure you tune in Thursday. As I told you guys, Rob's 2 Cents now will be 2 days a week because now the NBA is back in session. And also check out me and Mike Hughes' new show called Mars. Welcome to Mars, baby, the Mike and Rob show, as we'll be talking about everything sports, even maybe getting a little political, even touching on other stuff. You never know. When me and Mike get to talking, it's a party, baby. Y'all have a good one. And you already know the slogan, baby. We go.
There's a bigger fight going on. There's a much bigger agenda than the streets. And I know sometimes it's hard to see that far in front of us, but we have to look past the illusions, look past the delusions of grandeur, and look at the bigger picture. We need to become better versions of ourselves each and every day. Fight for what you believe in. Because if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. We just getting started, baby. You guys know the slogan now. Hope you all have a great evening. And we gone.